To start, our team visited WGBH's office, located in Brighton, before spring break, to look at how one of the branches, Frontline, operates.
WGBH is Boston's largest nonprofit radio station. To learn more, we took part in a guided tour of the company.
We saw their theater, their music room, and their master media control room.
Here, we chose to interview managers about their culture, how they provide feedback, and how they motivate employees.
We will be talking about these 3 areas in our video today and our key takeaways in implementing this into our own team.
First up, let's hear from Xuanyu about the culture at WGBH.
The culture of WGBH is to encourage their employees to help design their own rituals which they want to see performed in the company, because rituals are an artifact which can be a defining factor of a company's culture.
Here is an example where managers allow their employees to design rituals in the workplace.
Look at all this trash and clutter on everyone's desk. This is affecting everyone's organization and productivity within the company. This needs to be cleaned.
Even though our desks are very messy and cluttered, many of the stuff is still very valuable to us, and I'm sure many people want it. For example, this Chinese tea. So I propose we use mystery bags like these, put it inside here, and we can sell the mystery bags for $15. This way we both clean up the clutter on our desks and also generate money for the company so we can use to buy a new coffee machine, which we desperately need.
That's a great idea on clean up clutter. Let's start now. Who wants a mystery bag one? Thank you, William, for this innovative idea to clean up clutter so that we can also get a new coffee machine. From now on, if anyone has any suggestions or new ideas and rituals to improve the practices within our company, I'll leave 5 minutes at the end of every meeting up to new ideas.
From this scene at WGBH, we learned that managers should encourage their employees to design the rituals which they want to see within the company. This can create innovative solutions to problems and also provide employees with great satisfaction as they feel like they're contributing to the company's culture. We try to incorporate this into our very own team by leaving 5 minutes at the end of every single team meeting to discuss changes in the way we do our team meetings to make them more productive. Now on to Sarah for feedback.
During our interviews, we realized that the company follows a formal criteria to praise employees for outstanding performance.
Work Stanley, great performance review! Stanley in the house, everybody! Woo!
And here's an example of how managers at WGBH offer formal praise.
Sarah, remember the article you wrote yesterday? It's really good. Good job.
I couldn't have done it without the help of Rajiv. As you saw in the previous clip, managers at WGBH provide public shoutouts to employees during meetings and by sending emails to senior executives to showcase an employee's good work. Also, WGBH executes an annual review to evaluate employees' performance with scores ranging from 1, which is the lowest, to 5, which is the highest. And regardless of an employee's score, whether it was low or high, managers set one-on-one meetings with employees, following the plus-delta model, not only to draw them into the conversation, but also to make them feel valued by the company. However, most managers at WGBH agreed that the annual review is ineffective, as it draws on mistake after a year, which is no longer relevant. So they are focusing on timely and continuous feedback, which Jonathan is going to discuss.
Informal timely feedback has helped WGBH mitigate any misunderstandings and mistakes that can potentially arise from day-to-day operations. Managers provide employees with direct feedback within a low-context culture to make them aware of their own faults. Many times, mistakes by employees can also create the opportunity for learning and application. Although mistakes can be as little as a typo in a script, managers also consider opportunities to teach their employees lessons that can improve their overall productivity. Other managers at WGBH realize that providing timely feedback is crucial, since delayed feedback is ineffective and can cause feelings of guilt or resentment. This is why some managers have dedicated spaces for feedback to ensure that all concerns are introduced and that no mistakes are accumulating throughout the year. Seeing the impact of feedback within WGBH, we ultimately learned that timely feedback is preferred over formal reviews because it gives clear guidelines for improvement without potentially leaving an employee devalued. Next up, we will move on to Rajiv for motivation.
Our team has noticed that managers at WGBH foster an environment in which employees intrinsically motivate themselves through autonomy and growth. Some managers allocate part of their budget so that employees can attend conferences outside of the company, while others enroll them in courses to develop their skill set.
Like Prajeev just said, conferences and outside classes are great ways to help employees learn and grow. This creates an environment where members are not just sitting inside their offices, but are venturing outside to expand their knowledge. But it is unavoidable that managers at WGBH run into motivation traps. Here's an example of how Carla, the Director of Digital Productions, deals with these issues.
Oh, Rajiv.
Hey Rajiv, what's up with your edit? It was due tonight by 5.
Yeah, I know.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's just I'm running into some problems at home. I think I might need a little bit more time with the cut.
Let's hear what Carla has to say about this.
And this is one of the things I said to the person was, this may be a time where, although you are a rock star in your job most of the time, you need to be a rock star at home, right? For your family. And we can't be a rock star in all spheres of our lives at all times. Mm-hmm. And so something may have to give a little bit at work while you're trying to be a rock star at home.
This is an example of managers at WGBH helping employees avoid motivation traps such as disruptive emotions. Just like Carla said, to be understanding of different situations and issues is key to alleviating these disruptive emotions. By being attentive to employees' emotions, they avoid motivation traps, fostering growth, autonomy, and innovation.
That concludes our main takeaways gathered from our experiences interviewing managers at WGBH. Now we will move on to how we plan to implement these onto a team through team recommendations.
First, seeing how effective informal timely feedback has helped employees improve at WGBH, we recommend that we further strengthen our team communication by starting and ending every meeting with a feedback circle of 20 minutes.
During the feedback circle, we will implement the Plus Delta model to ensure that all members feel valued and appreciated for their hard work while having clear instructions to improve for future assignments.
To summarize our key takeaways for how managers at WGBH motivate employees, we've seen how being accommodating of personal issues resolves motivation traps. We've also seen how effective it is to create an environment where managers can encourage employees to intrinsically motivate themselves.
Because of this, we recommend that teams use Dan Pink's concept of mastery. For example, discuss at the beginning of the project individual strengths and try to assign roles based on strengths so that there is an alignment of values. Also, we should remain understanding of any personal issues to keep communications open in order to alleviate motivation traps.
By observing the culture at WGBH, we noticed having a strong culture which is developed based on company's mission is a way to bring together diverse backgrounds towards a common goal.
One way to develop this culture is to have a few rituals on how team meetings should be run based on guidelines defined in a team contract, then adapting and creating new rituals as team members discover what works best and how innovative ideas are created.
Here is a sample team meeting on how we can implement these 3 recommendations.
For this team meeting, let's briefly discuss our plan moving forward with completing our last project of this presentation video.
Let's start our meeting with a feedback circle of 20 minutes. What are your opinions about our overall progress for the next assignments? Let's start with Ichan.
I'm so happy with our performance. I think we've achieved great results, but I definitely think that there's still some mistakes that we still need to touch on.
So, Ichen, Sarah, and Rajiv, can you go get feedback from Professor Mandalisi? Sarah, your virtual chair is waiting for you at her office.
Yes, I can.
And lastly, we need to work on managing our time for Part D, but overall, I think we're making good progress.
So today we should plan for this video. I think it'll be good for people who are skilled with editing to take over as editor. Who is good at editing?
I love to edit videos and I've done it in the past for other teams, but I think I'll need some help from someone who's great at acting.
Sarah, you can spice things up with your acting skills.
Guys, I'm so sorry to say that, but I have a personal issue happening right now, and I need to apply for an evacuation plane to go back to Lebanon, and it should be submitted within 30 minutes. Is it fine if I leave for a bit to solve my issue?
Sure, go ahead. If you need any help, let us know.
No problem. I hope your issue gets resolved soon.
Don't worry, we'll let you know about your parts.
Thank you.
All right, I think we can end our meeting here.
Sounds good. How about we do a team bonding lunch next Tuesday?
Good idea.
That's great.
Sounds great.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Why don't we just make a circle?